Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to an impromptu Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Mira, and I will be playing Sammy Jax today. And with me is the very wonderful person for humoring me.
I'm looking forward to this as well. Hi, I'm RJ. I'm playing the object of Sammy's current hunt, Decimal Weaver of Fate.
Okay, to give some preface to this, Sammy was hanging out with Hugh, and Hugh kept mentioning Decimal and let some things slip that kind of pricked Sammy's concern a little bit because, oh boy, Sammy's been through a lot, so he's a little more than paranoid at this point. So he wants to make sure that this Decimal is actually someone that's going to be protecting, Hugh.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, yeah. Okay. Alright, how do we want to do this? We didn't really talk about this. We were both just like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah. Honestly, if Sammy just walks around Toontown for long enough, probably find Decimal. Decimal's been chilling fairly close, so.
Okay then. In that case, I'm going to roll survival just to see how long it would actually take Sammy to find Decimal, and that is a 14.
Probably a couple hours?
Yeah, like a
What time
few
do you think it
hours.
is by this point, by the way?
Well, it's actually, the FPS before this actually ended at night.
Oh, perfect! Perfect. Yeah, that probably helps to explain why it takes so long, because Decimal dresses almost exclusively in black.
Yep. And Hugh never actually described what Decimal looks like.
That would change things, wouldn't it?
Hugh kind of just name dropped Decimal, to be honest.
Yeah, well, if you ask around, you'll probably be able to get a description, because Decimal's, like, not infamous in the town, but enough people are aware of the fortune teller, so you'll probably get a description that you can work off of.
Yeah, so a few hours go by, he finally kind of finds Decimal.
How do you make your approach? Are you being stealthy? Are you just walking up to him?
He'd honestly probably, let me really quickly roll a d2, just real quick. Okay, we are going with the stealth approach, I guess. Because he's a little sus, and he wants to, scope things out before he does actually make contact, and that is an 11. He is not stealthy at all.
No, he's not. Just gonna roll a little. No. Okay. To the best of your knowledge, he doesn't spot you. To the best of Sammy's knowledge, he doesn't spot you. For a player's sake, that was a natural 20 plus 7 to hide the fact that he has spotted you. So he has your number. He knows you are there. So I think he just kind of casually leads this hunt to an alleyway.
Oh boy, okay. Alleyway, okay. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Sammy, I need to just really quickly roll just to make sure that I can kind of gauge what his feelings are right now, because that's going to change how he approaches being led into an alleyway. Because he historically has had a very bad history with alleys. So we're just gonna roll. Okay, nat 20. He's fine. He's fine. He's totally fine.
Cool. Decimal's gone. That's another nat 20. Decimal is vanished.
Bless. Okay.
That was a stealth roll. How does Sammy react to this?
Honestly, he kind of like looks up and just like kind of like goes, okay. All right. If he doesn't want to be found, I'll just keep looking and find him another. Okay. Just kind of kind of pinching the bridge of his nose and like kind of like muttering a few growlers under his breath because he's vanished. Great. But he's still gonna kind of keep wandering Toontown until he can potentially stumble upon Decimal again, because he's a wanderer. That's what he does.
Does he turn to leave the alleyway?
Oh jeez, is he right behind him?
Does he turn around?
Yeah, he's gonna turn around to leave because Decimal's gone.
Lo and fucking behold, there is the object of your hunt with, yeah, you can recognize, you've been in Glorpshop, you recognize a fountain falchion in his hand, and he's just kind of stood there, one eyebrow raised, just casually, spinning the sword, around his wrist. So, why are you following me?
Because I was trying to make sure that you wouldn't hurt one of my friends.
Mm-hmm. Might I ask who this friend is?
Hugh script. Tiny. Fluffy. Cute.
Okay.
Prone to getting into trouble.
What's your, insight?
Let me just roll an insight real quick. D20 plus.
Oh! Nope. No, you do not get a read from him. Oh, Sammy, honey.
It's a mixed bag. Sometimes he gets really good rolls, and then sometimes he does not at all. He just kind of stares at Decimal, and it's just like, I hope you're Decimal, the Weaver of Fate, because otherwise I'm gonna have to apologize.
That is indeed my name. You'll have to forgive me if I don't know yours, though.
I don't know if he's talked about me, but Sammy Jax.
How could I roll to see if he recognizes that name? Because Sammy's been in the news, hasn't he?
Yep, he's been in the news. He's an up-and-coming detective.
Roll history. It's a 15. 12 plus 3.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, I think... Yeah. Between the newspaper and the fact that Hugh's probably mentioned his name a couple times, yeah, Decimal does seem to recognize the name. So... Am I to just believe that you're doing this out of, what, neighborly concern?
Oh, not neighborly concern. We're actually not neighbors, but we're friends. I consider him one of my best friends, so I would prefer if I knew before I left town he was going to be okay.
Altruism. And why is it any of your business who he makes friends with? Not that we're friends. He kind of accosted me and forced his house key into my hand.
Sammy actually snorts because, yeah, that's Hugh. That's Hugh. He's like, yeah, no, you may not consider him a friend, but he considers you a friend.
You will also know, because that was on that one. Jesus Christ. There are numbers other than 12, 10 and 1 dice. 20 and 1. Yeah, no, Decimal's lying about his teeth, about how he was given that, that house key.
Sammy raises an eyebrow.
He doesn't he doesn't like react to the raised eyebrow, simply shrugging slightly. Well, again, I fail to see how it's any of your business. He was well, not quite an adult, but he's fairly smart. He can make his own decisions, for good or for ill.
True. But sometimes, especially when your friends tend to get in as much trouble as he does, I'd prefer to leave town knowing that he's going to be okay if I turn my back and he's disappeared again.
Again?
Hugh has a habit of getting swept up into plot.
Oh, he's mentioned that. What did he tell you about me?
Well, that he considers you a friend, and that he honestly, well, he didn't outright say this, but I can tell when someone's stolen food, and that someone else has encouraged him to do so. If you're going to keep encouraging him to be more chaotic, I just want to be assured that you can at least get him out of whatever consequences there are.
That's what kind of squints at you a little bit. That's a 24 for insight.
Sammy's being entirely genuine, but this Toon has gone through a lot, has seen a lot of shit, and would prefer that his younger friend does not see as much shit as he has.
I think you underestimate Hugh's resourcefulness. He doesn't need my help to escape trouble.
Yeah, but help helps. And with that high insight roll, Decimal, you get the feeling that Sammy in the past has not had that help. And has had to help himself out, and it has sucked.
Oh, dope. Okay, cool. Decimal squints at you again a little bit. She kind of nods to himself and goes, she's the falchion, and goes, well, if we're going to have a pity party, let's not do it down here, come on. And then you see him just kind of walk past, and then 1, 2, hup, and he jumps up off of a dumpster, off of a wall, and then climbs up onto a fire escape, and is like, you coming?
Why do I always meet people who are a lot more acrobatic than me? Sammy mutters under his breath because he's thinking of Tally. Okay, I'm gonna roll athletics and see how... Okay, that's an 11. I feel like he manages, but it's very slow. And he
At one point, Decimal
maybe slips at one point.
Decimal just takes pity on you and just kicks the ladder down.
Basically.
So the two of you are now on the roof. Fairly standard Toontown roof height, I figure.
Mm-hmm.
Couple stories maybe. Not that tall, but tall enough that falling off would hurt.
Yes. They are now on the rooftop. Both of them eyeing each other warily, probably.
Yeah. there's a little bit of an almost expectant look on Decimal's face, and he's kind of like raised an eyebrow, like, "Well, lay it on me." Since you seem so interested in monologuing.
What? Because Sammy hasn't really cottoned on to the fact that Decimal's read him like an open book.
You wear your emotions on your sleeve, and I don't just mean that in the color sense.
Actually, just one sec. Yeah, no, Decimal, you kind of see Sammy flinch a little at the mention of color in his emotions.
Seem I've struck a nerve.
Not necessarily a nerve, just a sore spot. I feel like Sammy kind of like at this point is kind of plopped down onto the roof because he assumes that Decimal's not really wanting to go anywhere right now.
No, Decimal has pulled a deck of cards from his pocket and is just idly shuffling them.
Mm-hmm.
Guess I might as well. Yep. It's fucking 16 plus 10. You can tell just by looking at his hands, he is practiced and he is skilled.
Mm-hmm.
Those are clever fingers.
Mm. Okay, I need to just... Okay, he does not say what he was going to say. But he has noticed the cards, and he is watching the cards, and he just kind of nods to himself.
I'm rolling insight on that. Ooh, hell yeah. It's 18 plus 9.
Okay, with that insight, Sammy had been with Hugh recently, which is probably one of the reasons why this whole entire thing got kick-started. And there may or may not have been some shopping been involved that Sammy assisted with. And he's just kind of like thinking, yes, the gift that Hugh is wanting to give Decimal will be good. Hugh will be pleased. Yes, good. We have successfully gotten a gift that we assume Decimal will enjoy. Yes, good.
He just kind of mentally tucks that look of pride away for another date, and like finishes the shuffle, cards in one hand, holds his hands out and goes, "Well, you wanted to monologue? Let's monologue."
I just don't want Hugh to end up tangled in something bad, like I have while I'm here. So if you're willing to look after him, then I can leave town feeling a little more reassured that some of my friends are going to be okay if I leave.
There's a pause, and he nods slightly and just goes, "Do tell you why he's in Toontown."
He's looking to try and find a cure for a friend from back home.
Trying to break a curse.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds to me like he's already tangled up in some shit. That's neither here nor there. It proves he doesn't need our help to get into trouble.
No. Just... a curse is one thing. Real kind going after you for who you are is another.
Roll insight.
Alright, here we go. Come on, Dice Parser 14.
Wait, is that... Oh, this is 6. Whoops. What is your bonus? Is it +7? Yeah, +7. So that's... Oh shit, yeah, you just beat it. The moment you say real kind going after you, there's a still, like he's hiding a flinch.
Similar experience, huh?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That one. God.
Sammy hums, unimpressed. Just kind of raises an eyebrow. He's not gonna pry, but like it's been mentioned, Sammy is an open book.
Believe me, if I go running headlong into danger, I won't be taking them with me. I don't need people to fight my battles for me if you're so concerned about that.
Sammy kind of... he wants to say something, but he's not giving me the words right now. Gosh dang it, Sammy. Like, he's just kind of looking at you, Decimo, because, oh boy, the whole entire running into battle is without bringing friends along. That sounds similar.
I think with Decimal's fucking +9 to insight, he probably does pick that up. And he shoots you a dirty look.
He just kind of, like, raises his eyebrows, because, like, touche, Mother Pecker. I could be giving you the same look.
He flips the cards from one hand to the other, and then reaches his free hand into his coat. And, like, he reaches into his coat, and there's no, like, bulge or anything to signify where an item is, but all of a sudden, he removes his hand with a flourish, and there's a fucking table that he just, like, throws out into space, unfolds itself, and, like, a fucking, tablecloth just falls neatly onto place.
Sammy kind of just claps, because, damn. Because that's showmanship.
I do this for a living, you know.
That's what the word around town is.
Alright. I'm very good at it, if I do say so myself.
Are you gonna do a reading?
Yes, actually, and he pulls out 4 or 5 cards. Lays them across. 1 second while I just figure out what the fuck these cards are. So we've got stars. Okay. Ooh, what did I make that one? Ooh, okay. Okay. And again with that goddamn card, okay. This is quite the read.
Oh boy.
He pulls out 5 cards and lays them across. And there's a mild as he looks at them.
I feel like just Sammy kind of looks at the pictures and goes, that's ominous. Because I'm just looking at all of these and going, some of those are very ominous, okay.
Some of them do look very fucking ominous indeed. 1 1 second while I just grab the pictures, because I found high quality pictures of all these and I'm going to use them, god fucking damn it.
Yay!
Cool. Okay, so, subject. Where the fuck did it go? We have the subject, the Three of Stars. The Enchanter. Now, the Suit of Stars, it's the desire for personal power and control over things beyond the ken of mortals. Arcane mages, sages, intellectuals. The triumph of magic, science, and reason over religion, mysticism, and superstition. The Enchanter, specifically, his inner turmoil comes from confusion, fear of failure, or false information. Is that you, or is that me? The next card, the Raven. A hidden source of information, a fortunate turn of events, a secret potential for good. Detail from the past brought forward because it's important. It should be remembered. I think this is yours.
I intend to head back to my hometown. It's gone now.
Your opposition, the Executioner. The imminent death of one rightly or wrongly convicted of a crime, false accusations, and unjust prosecution. Someone or something who is accused. Anyone springs to mind?
Sammy's immediately thinking about Letty because Letty was wrongly accused.
Curious this is in the opposition. Perhaps you and yours got someone in a bit of trouble. And now they're looking for revenge. Between this and your past. These are the most important details. Any card from the high deck that comes up in the reading has an influence over the entire reading, not just the position it assumes. If it contradicts the other cards, these ones take precedent. Your possible future intrigues me. You don't strike me as someone who would fit this card, but... The Berserker, from the Suit of Swords. Swords of warriors, paladins, soldiers, mercenaries, gladiators. Aggression and violence personified. Also, representing the power of governments and leaders, both noble and corrupt. But the Six of Swords is the brutal and barbaric side of this warfare. Represents bloodlust and those of the bestial nature. I suppose we can all have our anger issues, huh?
Sammy very visibly flinches.
This is a possible future. It's not set in stone, but brought forth to warn, or to guide. Whatever you do, wherever you're going, mind your anger.
hard to do when you go into a rage at the most sight of injustice.
Then figure out a way to keep calm. Turn your head, count to 10, I don't care. Alternatively, turn your sights to a friendly face. And return to the suit of stars for the wizard. Mysteries and riddles represents the unknown, or if a person, those who crave magical power and great knowledge. You know, it's curious. If I was going to pick someone to represent this card, it wouldn't be our mutual friend, but hey.
Hugh is a very good friend. RJ, I have to say, I am just quietly sitting here feeling that just like, yes, the cards have once again... the cards once again know things that I have planned, and I'm just sitting here going,
Consistently, this, like, my readings have scalped everyone and everything but Staria. It's so fucking funny.
I know! It's so funny. I'm just sitting here like, this reading. Oh, Sammy has no idea what's coming. So I'm just sitting here going, But Sammy can't react like that, just other than, well, that's pegging ominous.
Go ahead and roll insight, though.
Okay, here we go. Dice purser, please.
Okay. Well, Sammy gets nothing, but I will tell you out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Decimal is mildly worried. Because this is also kind of fitting for things that I have planned. Dual scalping.
Sammy handshake Decimal. Oh. Oh dear.
He lets you look at the cards for another moment or so, and then sweeps them away into the deck, but as he does, oh son of a bitch. As he sweeps them away, one of them falls out of the deck. Again. What the fuck is this one? This one is Suit of Stars. Oh, okay. Alright, that's interesting. It is... this card. Load the image, goddammit. The Evoker. This reading really likes the stars, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And he pauses. He immediately stops what he's doing and looks at the card, doesn't touch it. The Evoker. A drop card. For curiosity's sake. Information without context. Always important, but with no idea of where or when it will be such. Do you happen to know any wild magic mages?
In character, Sammy has no idea. Out of character, yes.
The Evoker is magical or supernatural power that can't be controlled. It's also magic for destructive ends.
Sammy's just kind of got his kind of you know that thinking pose where you kind of have your thumb and your pointer finger kind of cupping your chin. He's kind of doing that.
Yep. I'm doing that right now.
Same. Like, I'm just like,
We are all Toons. There's a quick rap on the table from Decimal before he picks the card up and slides it back into the deck, and then with another flourish, he like reaches down, picks up the like one of the legs of this foldable table, and then it like you're not sure how it works, and you don't think it would work if it was anything other than a Toon doing it, but it kind of like as he picks up, it flicks up, folds into itself, and slides. Like the table slides into its hammer space, and the tablecloth folds into itself and also goes in there.
Sammy does another clap. Because Decimal has showmanship. Sammy could respect that.
He does shoot you a lazy smirk. Like I said, I do this for a living.
You have mentioned it. But
I want to say something really impressive. Where the fuck is the thing that I'm using for this? Okay. Alright. I need a D4. Cool. There's a brief flash, like you can see, he pulls the deck back out of his pocket, and the red lining on his coat and his eyes flash for a moment. And that was 10 plus 10 plus 2, 22. He throws the deck into the air, and you genuinely do not know how he does it. The cards fly into the air, but in like a straight stream, and as they come back, they kind of twist into this kind of concentric circle pattern before falling back into his hand, and he immediately begins throwing the cards about in a very impressive display.
Sammy's shading went sky blue as he like just kind of stares wide-eyed at Decimal doing a really fantastic performance.
I think he just finishes the performance just holding a hand out, and the cards fall into a neat pile in his palm. And just bows.
Again, he claps and is just like, "You're really good at this."
Roll insight. I want to see how well his enigmatic smile pulls off.
7.
7. Yeah, this Scooby, an enigmatic smile, huh?
And like it just like I said, Sammy's not really hiding his emotions, so like you can see Decimal that like Sammy's relaxed around you because like you're just he's relaxed. He's enjoying your performance, and he's like kind of like in the back of his mind he's going like, "Oh, I can see why Hugh likes this dude."
Roll a self-lie check. Oh yeah, okay, he does manage to successfully lie to himself. God damn it, that was an 18 on the dice. He like just casually slides the deck back into his pocket and goes, "As for the stolen food, that was from a fancy party. No one was going to miss it. I did actually steal a bottle of wine if you'd like to have it. I was just planning on fencing it, but
I don't drink, but thank you."
Neither do I.
You can roll insight if you want on why Sammy doesn't drink.
Feel free to do the same for Decimal.
Okay.
That's another 18 on the dice.
14 for Sammy. Since you went your higher, Sammy doesn't drink because he doesn't trust himself to not hurt someone when he's not aware.
Oh, baby. Oh, love.
And he also doesn't like not remembering things.
That's another decimal handshake Sammy moment right there. With a 14, you don't get much. But you do notice as he mutters that little aside, his eyes have darkened significantly.
Mm-hmm. Sammy's not gonna pry because demons are your own and stuff, but it's like, yeah, he gets how alcohol can not be for everybody. He kind of like tilts his head and's like, was it a good party? Because, like, with that high insight roll, you can tell that Sammy does not like hoity-toity parties.
He does let out this sardonic little chuckle at that. Oh, absolutely not. We got ambushed by some creature made of light partway through. We tried to make off with Hugh. I stole him from its hand, and then we killed it.
Yeah, no, that sounds like Hugh's luck. But if anyone had to be there to steal Hugh back, honestly, I'm glad it was you.
That does, like, I'm not even gonna try and roll deception that. You do see him raise a startled eyebrow.
Sammy just kind of shrugs because, like, being, like, Decimal's shown Sammy something that's potentially pretty personal, even though he does it for a living, you know? Like, and, like, Sammy's getting the vibes of this person is similar to me enough that I kind of understand where he's coming from. He doesn't read as a threat to my loved ones. And he just kind of shrugs. And also, you get kind of the sense that this guy, while May being a detective, has looser morals than one would expect for a detective, even though he does still go for justice. He just doesn't go for the justice that is quote unquote the law, because sometimes the law can be pecking broken.
And the choice between lawful and good, Sammy goes for good.
Yep.
Let's fucking respect that. Like, Sammy will have picked up there's a kind of very blatant disregard for what other people would consider to be the right thing to do in Decimal's whole shtick.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just because Sammy's far more in touch with his emotions and far more, I don't know, experienced, intelligent with that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
Decimal, knowingly or otherwise, likes Hugh, has formed an attachment to Hugh.
Mm-hmm.
You get the sense that Decimal would protect his own, even if he would gripe about it. Even if he himself doesn't know it.
Mm-hmm. Sammy's just kind of quietly, like, just kind of, like, his shading has shifted to a more, like, a gold, a rose airbrushed with gold as he's kind of, like, taking this in. As he looks at Decimal, just kind of like, ah, yes, one of the prickly bastards.
That's a good way of putting it.
And, like, he's just kind of also thinking about another more crime-aligned person who is purple, and he's just like, yeah, no, gosh dang it, why do I like these guys?
And another one.
Like, he's like, Sammy's just like kind of sitting here going like, well, if he needed help, I'd be helping.
Oh, fantastic. Like, legitimately, part of me is still like, why the fuck do you guys like Decimal? He does not need this. He does not deserve this. But on the other hand, yeah, I can see it.
We love them prickly bastards.
Because he is living up to the bastard part of this title. He kind of just casually, oh yeah, he kind of just casually goes, alright then, and then casually, just as cool as a cucumber, backflips off the roof. Because I was an 18 plus 7 for that acrobatics check. So he backflips off the roof, and if, like, Sammy was to run forward to look over the edge, you'd see him just kind of grab the fire escape, continue the rotation, hand off the wall, and then crouch and immediately roll to dispel momentum. Before just popping back up and sorting out his hat.
Sammy just is kind of like, what is up with these people and being so damn acrobatic? Because he's thinking about his little sister.
Does he say that out loud?
Yeah, it's like, he's just like, what is up with people and being so acrobatic? It's not fair.
Sounds to me like you need to train.
Yeah, I'll train as soon as I actually figure out the peck how to move my muscle mass.
The first step is learning how to fall down. The second step is learning how to get back up again.
Sounds like learning how to fight. And Sammy's gonna try and slide down the fire escape. Let's just roll. What is your acrobatic, Sammy? I can't remember. Okay, you were a +2. Okay. 16! Hey, he doesn't fall flat on his face.
Significantly more graceful than getting up there.
Yep. It's going down that's easy. Getting up is hard.
Well, working with or working against gravity, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a smug little smirk on Decimal's face as you finally get down there, though.
Oh, I'm sitting here and going, oh no. Sammy actually thinks Decimal is really cool. Like, he's just in the back of his head is going, I can see why he really likes this dude.
I've corrupted another one. Decimal is just gonna, like, start walking down the alleyway, and just casually over his shoulder goes, I wouldn't stick around here for too much longer. It's already pretty dark.
Oh, I'm used to the dark.
Oh, that was a loaded statement right there.
Yeah, no, I should honestly probably start heading out.
Well, are you coming then or not?
Yeah, no, I'm coming. He's gonna follow.
I don't know if Sammy frequents the alleyways in Toontown very much.
Oh, he has. He has. Not in recent time, but he's an urchin. He knows Toontown very well.
Yeah, then he probably has, at the very least, a vague knowledge of where they are and the path that Decimal is taking, to get them back to kind of the fucking Toontown Square.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, though Sammy's just kind of just idly rolling a perception check, just kind of like, he's not hiding that he's kind of keeping an eye out and stuff, and just kind of like he's on like alert as they're going through the alleyway. Because I was rolling to see just how attentive Sammy was, and yeah, no, he's being kind of hyper vigilant right now, which makes sense considering.
You do notice then, because that was a 17 on that perception check.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a particularly obvious thing. In fact, when you do notice it, you're not surprised you hadn't noticed it before, because it is fairly subtle, but Decimal's hands are shaking just ever so slightly. And he seems to be again, ever so slightly, favoring his left side.
Sammy is like, you're hurt, aren't you?
What on earth makes you say that?
You're favoring your side. I can't remember which side it was. Sorry, RJ.
It was the left. The left side.
You're favoring your left side, and you're shaking.
His face is shadowed by the brim of his hat and like the popped collar of his coat, so you can't see his facial reaction to that. But he does hesitate slightly before continuing on to moving. And he goes, "You'll be fine by morning. You don't need to worry about me."
I am a cleric.
And I'm a cartomancer, what of it?
If you would like, I could cast Healing Word on you.
Ah. I'm afraid this isn't, the kind of injury you can heal like that.
Sammy kind of mutters under Grolix, just under his breath in Grolix, because pecking cursed wounds and cursed things that can't be healed by pecking. He's frustrated with that kind of thing popping up several times with people he's just met.
It's not the wound that's cursed, it's the armor. The wound is just old. It's as healed as it's going to be.
I see.
Doing a redesign can't change everything.
Sammy pauses at that and then just kind of, his hand reaches up to kind of brush at his eyes. It's just because, he feels that.
Thought you might understand.
Yeah.
Well, we're at the square. Which direction are you going?
Out of Toontown.
That's so. Make sure you send word every once in a while, yes? I know Hugh would miss you. And I dare say you have other people here who are important to you.
No, don't. I'm not gonna go dark. Several people would have my pecking rear end if they had me go dark on them. And like Sammy kind of like turns to look at Decibel, and he just kind of is like, "You look out for yourself, Decimal. Toontown's not always safe for toons like us."
He pauses, turns slightly to face you, and, like, tilts his head at a very cocky angle and throws you a wide smirk with, like, for a rule of cool, his fangs flash under the, probably streetlights, as his eyes are shadowed and kind of glowing by the brim, under the brim of his hat. And he goes, "I always do. It's all I'm good for."
I think you're good for more than just being careful.
We'll see. I think he just turns around and starts walking away.
Yeah, Sammy's gonna just kind of shove his hands in his pockets and, like, walk in the other direction. And, like, I kind of feel like the camera kind of pans up to, like, the night sky.
These two fucking goobers just walking away from each other.
I
Oh, look
know.
cool.
Yep. I'm just like sitting here going, oh my gosh, they're more alike than I realized.
I knew there were some similarities just from like backstory stuff, but oh my god.
Okay, I believe we can end it there. Thank you everybody for listening in.
Yeah.
Hope you had a blast.
This was fun. These two are goobers.
I know. Thank you all for listening. Bye.
Goodbye.